Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is use the NYX Marshmallow Primer. And this is really nice. So I just use about that much, rub it between the fingers, and then put it on, and it smells absolutely divine, for one. So that leaves your skin nice and tacky, really like that. It's a really nice base, and you just, honestly, the smell is just fantastic. And then I would go in with concealer. So today I'm going to use the Born This Way Vanilla concealer. And I'm just going to pop that on the nose. You can see it's not, and on that really red spot. I didn't realise that spot was quite as red. I think it may be because I have just toned my skin. So you can see I do put quite a bit of this on. I used to put concealer on after my foundation, and then I watched a Scott Barnes video and he does it this way, and honestly, game changer. It's absolutely fantastic, because I just find, and I can find my foundation brush, that if I can get this on first, then when my foundation goes on, I don't have to layer it as much. And plus the fact that it's not struggling to cover redness as it would. So this just kind of allows me to kind of cancel out some of that redness. And you can see this is not really, honestly, I got it and I thought, well, this is obviously just going to be a great shade for me. And to be fair, I don't know if you can see that, but this shade, for being vanilla, it's so yellowy. And I'm fine with it, don't get me wrong. But, yeah. It's not really ideal. I think that for being vanilla, this is just such a dark shade. So I'm really glad that I actually got this just to go under, because the coverage of this is actually really nice. And then as long as I've got that on my worst kind of spots of redness, when the foundation goes on the top, it's better. It definitely lies on top better. So with that on, the next thing is to take the Smashbox Prime and Spray. Spray this. Honestly, one of the main reasons for spraying that is just the smell is the most divine thing ever. Did they do a setting spray with the same the smell? I don't know, it's like that sort of smell that you get after rain. A really sort of fresh, I don't know, anyway, I'm waffling. Just, that's what you get on this channel. So that is that. I just let that dry down. Grab my fan. I don't know if they still do this fan, guys. It's on Anastasia Beverly Hills. But as you can see, it's absolutely huge. It's made out of wood. Yeah, wood. And it's really amazing quality. It's not stiff at all, and it just... and you can just flop it open, and it's so huge, you just literally, it's like being in a wind tunnel. It's wonderful. I could just sit here for the next 20 minutes now, it's quite warm. Right, okay, we're going to pop that to one side because I will need that. So I'm going to put on the KVD Beauty foundation. This one is in Light 44 Cool. I usually just pop it on the back of my hand. So I'll do 2 little pumps of that. And then grab my brush and then just pop that on. So you can see there, look at that. This is like a really nice match for me skin tone wise. If you like look at that next to the ears, it's a really lovely match. So you can see just how dark that vanilla is. It's like really, really yellow. It just makes me look really jaundiced. So anybody who does have those kind of golden undertones in their skin, I think that vanilla would be just so perfect for you. But yeah, it's not. It's definitely not my colour at all. See, I love this colour. I don't know if you can see how well that matches me, but it just does. I put it on and it was like, wow. I like how this applies with a sponge. I haven't applied it with a brush before, but I do like the sponge. I think that applies really, really nicely. and evenly, and it's a really nice coverage. The only thing is, alongside fibro, I have early onset polymyalgia, which affects the shoulders and upper arms. It's really painful. So yeah, that's not ideal. But when you use a sponge, basically, because you're like pumping it and you're using this muscle in your top of your arm, and that can be really, really painful for me. So I do struggle with that. So it's why you don't see me use a sponge a lot on this particular channel. But yeah, so that's the coverage. I think the coverage of this foundation is just really, really beautiful. It's really nice. I wore this the other day to go to work, and obviously currently at work we're wearing masks like all of the time. So in classrooms, everywhere, in college, once you kind of, well, to be honest, I leave the house in the morning to get the bus. I have a mask on from the moment I leave till the moment I return. So on a Thursday, that is from depending on whether I've got a meeting or not, 7:30 or 8:30 in the morning, and I don't get in till around 4:45 at night. So it's quite difficult for me with my asthma, but also like makeup wise. I mean, it doesn't matter if your makeup comes off with the mask, because obviously it's on all the time while I'm out, so not too bad. But I actually found the other day that this actually wore really, really nicely with the mask. Now, I didn't wear it with the powder that I'm going to put it on with today, but I hope that you can kind of see the coverage of this. It's just so nice, and I don't know if you can see, but it's the perfect colour match. I actually went ahead and I ordered a second one because this was so cheap in the Debenhams sale, so I was like, I'm going to have another one. Like 2 was the price of 1 on Boots, so it was just like a no-brainer. I was like, this matches me, it wears really well. I was like, I have to have another one. So that is foundation, and I really like it. I'm just going to pop that back up there so it's out of my way. And I hope you quite like the different sort of setting that these lights aren't too blinding. This is my vanity area and my new cabinet that I got, and which I absolutely love, and you'll see that in the room tour. But now we're going to go on and do powder. I have 2 new powders, but the one I'm going to use today is the Peach Perfect from Too Faced. I'm going to pop that on with my little BH Cosmetics brush, which I showed you in a recent haul. It's really nice for applying powder. And I just apply this. See, this smells like actual true peaches. I felt like, I don't know if it was because it was a pressed powder, but it just had a really sickly sort of smell. And I just wasn't here for it, to be fair. I just didn't like it at all. It was like, it made me feel quite ill. But I got this because basically Paige, I don't know if anybody else watches Paige Corinne. I've been with her since she won the Jacqueline Hill competition. And yeah, she's just lovely. She's a lovely girl. She's just really sweet, and I love watching her content. I feel like she's always really positive about things, and I really like that. So I like that. There are other people I watch, I feel just, I don't know, sometimes I don't watch all their videos because I feel like every video they just like moan and pull things to pieces, and it kind of irritates me. You can't like everything, but at the same instance, I think there are ways to be nice about things. So there you go. Anyway, I'm just waffling now. And I realise what I just did. So I apologise because I didn't put concealer on. But it's okay, we're going to go without it today. Had I put concealer on, I probably just would have put like a little bit here. I don't feel like I needed to brighten anywhere else, so we're good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop on some brows very quickly. I won't bore you with that on camera. Right, so the brows are on, and I'm just going to spray my Model Zone. So I really like to put this on because it kind of just sets the powder and the foundation together. I find that that works really nicely, so I like to do that. Okay, so far I'm pretty happy with how I'm looking. I think that that is a nice base so far. I realised that I've kind of blocked my contour products in here, but that's okay. So all I'm going to do is we're going to go a bit old school. Going to go for Benefit Hoola, which, Yeah, we've seriously hit pan on this one, but we're just going to take this, one of my favourite brushes. This is the only full-size MAC brush I own, which I got in a collection. I got it because it's the dual-sided, and I'm just going to pop that on here. This is how I used to contour back in the day before I bought actual contour products. And then the next step of it was to take Dallas, which I don't think is quite the same as it used to be. It's kind of like a darker kind of colour. And then I just pop on Dallas just up at the top here, where there would be more shadow. So it's darker back up here. So that is basically for the contour. And then I'll just take this brush that I was going to use for my blusher. I am going to go back into Hoola, which I've just put away. And because I'm not putting my fringe up today, take a little bit this up into the temples, a bit more than I'd anticipated there. Just warms up that kind of hairline there and just brings a bit of shape up on there. And then I always put a little bit into the contour and under the jawline as well. Okay, sorry if there's any changes to angles or anything here. I'm having a bit of a nightmare. I'm a bit shiny here, so I'm just going to take a powder puff and a little bit more of my peach powder, because those are my oiliest sort of areas. I actually really do like this. It's nice. So, what I like about the packaging is the little lid. I'll show you in a second. And this one's in translucent. I wouldn't normally use this powder puff because it's very fluffy. This is the Anna Sui one. But it's the first one that came to my hand, so we'll use it. Right, so I always put it in the lid to use it. But it's got this nice little lid that seals it, which is really great, because then it's not all really messy when you first open it. So I really appreciate the packaging on this. So that is the face, apart from obviously blush and highlight. But yeah, I like it. If we're going a bit heavy on the contour, maybe. Who cares? Not going anywhere. Anyway, let's get on the eyes because I'm excited. So I've got this little Nars primer that I'm using up. There's not a great deal of this left, but I really love this stuff. So we're just gonna pop that on. So that's the primer on. And then it's just about kind of deciding what I want to do with my eyes. And I think what I would like to do today is use this little from the Love Collection, Natasha Denona. It's really, really pretty. I've used this a couple of times already, so I like it. And then what we're first going to do is I'm just going to stamp some of this colour here into the crease. You are my true love. How sweet! I didn't even look at the shade names when I got the palette. Mint, Frost, Exotic, Laguna, Tiger. Oh, okay. The other palette, not so exciting. But this one's so pretty. So I'm going to use R. Then I'm going to deep up in the crease, My. I'm going to use True on the inner corner. And then I might use a combination of You and Love on the lid. Into the crease. It's a lovely mauve, purpley shade. Mauve. That's just one of those universal words. It's like, you know, I have no problem with saying like really long, complicated words. But for some reason there are some words in like language where it's just one of those things, isn't it? Where people pronounce it differently. Mauve. I think I'd probably say mauve. This is a beautiful shade. It goes on really nice and pigmented. As you can see, I have no issues kind of blending that either. It just, oh, honestly, Now, I know that 22 for a palette of this size, you'd be like, what on earth? I honestly did think it was going to be a little bigger. It is so small when you get it, but it is absolutely beautiful. And the first time that I used it, I was just so blown away with the quality of the shadows. And just the lastability as well, because I have lots of shadows I love, but there are only certain ones that seem to really last all day on my eyes. And for me, what seems to last the best is Natasha Denona. Go on super pigmented, blend beautifully, last all throughout the day. And Anastasia Beverly Hills, like as in the Norvina palettes. They're amazing. Whereas as much as I love a lot of my other palettes, and Melt, as much as I love all of my other palettes, some palettes just don't seem to have the lastability. I'm so sorry. If you can hear my dog itching, stop being itchy and scratchy. Come on. Hey. Hi. She's yeah. She's a bit hot. She gets itchy when she's hot. She doesn't have fleas, guys. She is a dwarf German Shepherd, so she does have skin conditions, but she has a special medicated bath once a week, which really seems to help massively with that. So that's the mauve colour on, and I think that that is just so beautiful. If there are any little dings here and there, we're not going to worry about them, to be honest. I'm not going anywhere, and I'm really just kind of playing. Now, the last time I did it, I didn't take it quite so high, but I do like that. Now, what I want to do now is taking a slightly smaller brush, and I'm going in the middle shade, which is the darker shade. And I'm just going to bring that down here to deepen up the actual crease. Hello! That's a beautiful bone. Can I show the people at home your bone? Can I? Ooh, there you go. Yes, okay. Thank you. Sorry if the camera moved there. She's a wide lord, and that's a small space to turn in. See, look at that colour. That is so beautiful. Blend that. But I think that is so beautiful. It just adds that little bit of depth to the bottom of that shade. I like it. So we're just going to pop that on. Okay, so that's that. I am enjoying that. And I'm going to take the mauve shade, and I am going to run that underneath as well. And I want it to be a little bit blown out, so I'm just going to use the edge of this eyeshadow brush. And honestly, these things, they look crazy, and then once you got your eyeliner on and everything, they just look a lot better. Because I'm going to turn my brush over and now do you. And I just think that this one is really, really sparkly. I think this is better on the rest of the lid. There, you can see, can't you? There's just a lot more sparkle to that shade. It's really, really pretty. Ooh, yes, okay. To be honest, you could just put one of these sparkles on the lid and just be done. They're really, really pretty. They're really nice. But this is the second or third time since I got this palette that I've actually done this particular eye look. So it's definitely one that I keep going back to, because I do think that it's really pretty. So that's that. And then on the inner eye, which is the kind of highlighty sort of shade, is just going to go there. Look how bright it is. It's really bright. Probably picked up a little too much of the brush also, but it's okay, it's okay. That's why I love messing with makeup in the house when I'm not going anywhere, because I get to try lots of new looks with my palettes and trying colours together, trying different palettes together, and it doesn't matter because you're not going anywhere. So I just really enjoy doing that. And I just think that if you're not going anywhere, who cares if you mess up? It doesn't honestly matter. So, yeah. Right, okay, so liner. I don't have any new liners, so we're just going to use this one, which was the Revolution Pro. I'm going to use that on the waterline. Look how intense that is. It's so soft, but you do have to be careful because it's quite smudgy. So that's all I would say, is be very careful. It's great to smudge out if that's what you want to do with it, but putting it on the waterline, you don't necessarily want to smudge it everywhere, so yeah. But a beautiful, beautiful line. I really like it, and very cheap. And then on my lash line, I'm going to take House Labs pen liner, which is the best pen liner ever. And I'm just going to, thank you.
Okay.
I've just had a coffee delivered. Look at that. Beautiful. This is one of those frother things from Amazon, and they're not too expensive, but they're absolutely amazing for frothing on top, for milk, for your coffee and hot chocolate. Right, I've heard some people say negative things about this pen liner, but honestly, when I tell you this is the best pen liner ever, it is the best. I have watery eyes and it stays, it doesn't smudge. Also, it's just nice and wet. I know that's ridiculous, but some of them can have a little bit of a dry texture, and so it's like dragging and kind of having to go over. That's given me such a fine, beautiful, defined line. I've had this since it was released. My daughter bought me it. We're huge Gaga fans in this house, and she bought a bunch of the stuff. She bought some pieces for herself, and she bought makeup for me as well, which I really appreciate, because obviously we are Gaga fans. We're little monsters in this house. We're also kitty cats and Swifties, and we're in the navy. Navy. See, case in point, right? That's gone on beautifully anyway. Beautiful, defined, thin, gorgeous, lovely. Right, see that? That's off that Revolution liner. It has already kind of smudged down because my eyes are watered a little bit. Now, it's not too much of a big deal, so we're just going to take my foundation brush. I'm just going to try and tidy up around the edges where it's come down. And then using a brush, this firm eyeshadow brush, kind of just going to smudge it out a bit, as if it was intended, and kind of have to do the same on that eye. And then I'm just going to go back into the Natasha Denona, go into that mauve shade and kind of bring it down a little lower just to kind of cover that up. So that's what I would definitely say about that liner, and it actually has absolutely proved itself. If you have runny eyes at all, it's not going to be ideal for you in the waterline at all. It is an absolutely beautiful liner. It is so intensely black, so soft. I love it. You do tend to go through it because it's soft. However, this is quite long and already a lot of it's gone. I got 3 for 2, so I think these were 10 for 3, and I do love the intensity, but yeah, you can see straight away it's run there and it's left a bit of a ding, but we're not going to worry about it because overall I like how this look has come out. So yeah, just something to kind of keep in mind if you have runny eyes as well, because the same thing will happen to you, and I don't want to recommend something and then you get it and be like, well, Lisa, this is not very good. I do recommend it, but be aware, runny eyes. But if you are going to be looking for a pencil that you want to smudge out and get that really smudgy, smoky eye, it is so perfect for that, so perfect. But that is the look. I am just going to go back in momentarily. That's the mauve. Ooh. With which is the darker shade, and I think that I can add a bit more of this shade in here and just smoke that out into the corners. Now I start with my crease always, but some people start, I noticed I watched somebody the other day and they started on the inner corner and then like work their way across, and I think I would like to start maybe doing something a little bit different with how I do my makeup as well. Just every now and then, instead of always automatically going for that crease shade and then kind of building everything else around it, if that makes sense. I think it's good to kind of learn new techniques and change up your habits. But that looks a lot better with a bit more dark in the corner. And then just going in with that mauve shade, which is R. Just make sure that we've got enough blend and no harsh lines. That is the eye. Now I am going to order some magnetic lashes, so I know. I really want to try them though. I think that it'd be really nice. So I'm not gonna put lashes on just because it's something that I wouldn't normally do and it takes me forever and I really just, yeah. But I'm gonna put mascara on. Right, I am using the Lift and Define 5D Lash Extra Dimension Mascara. Why is nothing ever just like, why couldn't it just be 5D lash mascara? Why does it need all of those extra little names? It's nice and big. I love the packaging. It's really nice. I like the look of it. The only thing is it gets a bit like dirty around like the top, obviously, where you put your brush in. But I like the bristles on this as well. And I have found that after this has been open for a little while, it's actually a lot better than it was when I first used it. Which I always find around 7 to 10 days after you've opened a mascara and you've used it a couple of times, that's when it actually, with oxygen introduced into the actual tube, that's when the mascara fluid starts to thicken up a lot and you do get a lot better results with it. So I just think, you know, if you don't like a mascara when you first open it, persevere, give it the 2 weeks. If you don't like it at 2 weeks, you're probably never going to like it. And I do actually quite like this one. I don't think it gives any volume at all. I have really long lashes, but they're straight, and also they're not very thick. I have very fine hair on my lashes, so they're not that visible, which can be a bit disappointing if I'm entirely honest. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to have really lustrous lashes, but I don't. It's like I always say, I would never ever watch Softa's Nails do, well, she's not even that, Softa's Life do a mascara review and then just think, wow, I'm going to buy that mascara, look at her lashes, because Soph is blessed with the most beautiful lashes I've ever seen. They are so stunning. I love her, and I love her videos. So I'm not saying that I don't like Soph. I absolutely love her, but I can't watch her video about mascara and then go, wow, I'm going to buy that because my lashes are going to look like that, because her lashes are so stunning. But I do actually really like. And then I'm going to use the Nars Lipstick in Raw Love, which is, well, you saw it in the video. It's really nice. And I haven't tried it on yet, so I'm excited. So that's the lips. And then to finish off, got a Becca Highlighter. And so we're going to pop this on with this nice brush from Sigma here. And I just dust it in. And then we're just going to pop that on the cheeks. And a little on the brow bone. And I let it go a little bit above as well, because I don't mind that up there. Look at that glow. Why are Becca going out of business? It's one of those things where I'd always wanted a Becca highlighter, and I was like, I was just waiting for the time when there wasn't something else on the makeup market at the time that I wanted to buy, that I wanted to use my money on, and I just thought, well, at some point I'll get one. I never saw Becca going out of business. So it was just so disappointing to me, but I was glad that this came up on TK Maxx, and I am keeping my eyes absolutely peeled on TK Maxx at the minute. I've been in to check Becca's website as well, because I don't know whether they'll be kind of like reducing things, but honestly guys, it's like it's just a glow coming from inside your skin. It's like it's not even on your skin, it's in you. It's so incredibly beautiful. So I'm very disappointed that they're going out of business. It's very sad. So that is the finished look, and then I'm just going to pop on a setting spray. I'm just going to use the I Love Revolution Watermelon. I love this one. The smell of this is divine. I have a backup in case they stop making that, because that's what companies do when you like things. They discontinue them. I didn't do blush.
Oh, do it now.
You hear my husband there? Do it now. Right. So Okay, thanks for the input. Right, okay, so we're going to use the Lolita eyeshadow. I'm not going to put too much on because I've just done my highlight. And I'm just going to use this little brush that I got at Savers, which I really like. And I'm just going to put a little bit. I don't want to go mad. And then goes mad. Alright then. Well, we're going to be quite blush today. That's okay. We're just... What did I do? Okay. Foundation sponge. Pat that around the areas. I've gone a bit mental. Okay. Rescued! Right, I'm just going to go back. I'm going to take a little bit more of the Becca. Just because we've added that blush on, and I just want to make sure that we still have a beautiful glow. This is definitely no longer on TK Maxx, which is a shame. I don't know if I would have bought another one. It is incredibly beautiful. But it does just give you that. It's like highlight, but it's like it's not. It's like it actually is just you glowing. It's incredibly beautiful. So I'm going to let the hair down. Ignore the hair. It always looks like this. This is me. This is my hair. It's wild. And yeah, if you don't like it, then that's okay. It's not your hair, it's mine. Right, so that's it. That's the look. I really love these eyes. I think they look really pretty. I love the lip colour. And yeah, I really like the foundation and everything that I've tried on today. I don't think there's any products there that I would say that I didn't like. I do just think, and I already knew this, which is why I went on to purchase a different colour, is that the vanilla is just really yellow, and I don't understand that. I know vanilla is yellow, but you know, it was like one of the lighter shades that they did, and it's just still very, very yellow. So I probably the next time might mix a bit of these two products together to get a better kind of base. But it does the job that I needed to do. So that's it, guys. What do you think? Do you like the finished look? I love the eyes. I think the eyes are just really, really pretty. I'm really pleased with them. So that's it. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't seen the haul was the video before this. And I have probably a clothing video coming up next. I want to do a clothing haul and try on because, okay, so I'm probably about, let's think, where am I? I'm at least 5 stone off where I ideally want to end up, but 4 stone off like kind of like a really nice target weight where I feel quite comfortable. Which is around the weight I was around my wedding, but I do want to go less than that. So I am not my perfect weight, I'm not my perfect body shape, but I see girls and I watch inspirational girls here on YouTube who do clothing hauls, and I don't see why I shouldn't either. I watch Trina Louise, Becky Reynolds, and I can't remember the other girl's name, I'm so sorry, but I will try and put that in the... Oh, I'll put the 3 of them that I watch actually down in the information bar below, because I love watching their videos and I find them so inspiring. They're a bit bigger than I am, but they're out there and they're trying clothes on and they're being honest about that and being plus size, and I find that inspirational. And it's kind of given me a bit more confidence in my body as well. So I will definitely be doing a clothing haul coming up, and I'll also be doing my lifestyle change video, which will be about my weight loss that I'm currently on at the moment, and I might see how I feel about doing my yoga routine as well. But anyway, that's what's coming up on my channel. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe as always. I'm going to love and leave you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.